Hi, y'all. I'm Atticus, a bookseller at Literati Bookstore and the host for tonight's event. This evening, we are pleased to welcome Zack Smith and David Fremont to our At Home with Literati series in support of Dolphin Girl 2, Eye of the Baloney Storm. For our attendees, the chat is closed, but I'll be dropping links to purchase Dolphin Girl 2 throughout the event. You can also use the Q&A feature on your toolbar to submit any questions at any time. I'll ask a selection of them at the end, at the conclusion of the event. A reminder that you can shop for books anytime in-store or at literatibookstore.com for curbside pickup and shipping to your home anywhere in the United States. And now let me introduce tonight's author and moderator. Zack Smith is a cartoonist, author, illustrator, and show creator. Currently, he is creating an upcoming Nick Jr. show, and works as a storyboard artist in the animation industry. Zack lives in the suburbs of Los Angeles with his wife, 2 daughters, and 2 dogs. Before becoming a professional artist, he delivered pizza for a living. Dolphin Girl is his first graphic novel series.
Hello.
Yeah, David Fremont. Whoa. David Fremont is the youngest of 5 children and grew up in Fremont, California. True story, where he loved drawing while watching cartoons. He is now an animated content creator who most recently created a web series for the DreamWorks TV channel. When not pitching pilots, David teaches cartooning cartooning to kids. Carlton Crumple, sorry, I'm butchering the book name.
No one can say it, so it's okay.
No, it's awesome.
I have the kids say Carlton Crumple Creature Catcher 3 times fast, and
it's awesome.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, so. And that's the first graphic novel series, so that there's all of the tongue twisters to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so without further ado, I'll turn it over to Zack and David.
Awesome, thank you.
Hello. I don't know if can you see my screen, David?
Yes, I can.
Okay. We both of us have done books, like multiple books for Pixel and Ink, and are super happy to be here. I actually grew up really close to Ann Arbor, in a little town called South Lyon, which was known for breeding horses. But I want to shout out to Matt Giles, Movie Files. But anyway, David, you want to do some draw-offs? We can talk about our books. What do you want to do?
Sure. Yeah, a couple of my best friends are from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Artist Eric White and his brother Justin, and my other friend Jason Porter, artists and writers. So I've been there, and it's a really cool place. So I'm happy to be here virtually.
In spirit.
So yeah.
What do you want to draw? Should we draw Groundhog for Groundhog's Day?
Groundhog, sure. All right. Groundhog's Day. I saw that movie a few times.
I don't actually know if I can draw a groundhog like from memory, but we'll try.
Dry erase markers on the dry end.
What you just released your 3rd book, right?
Yeah, my 3rd book is my 3rd book is backwards, but it's Reptoids from Space. The Carlton Crumple Creature Catcher adventures continue, where Carlton chases after some aliens from outer space who kidnapped his best friend's pets, Lulu, her pets, Poof Poof the poodle and Iggy the iguana. So they go on a crazy chase. It involves flying couches and candy and just all kinds of mini marts and robotic tater tots.
Nice.
I like to throw everything in there. It's very silly. It's nice. Very goofy. I grew up on Mad Magazine, SCTV. I loved a lot of the Ace Ventura movies and Step Brothers. I like stupid humor.
Me too. SCTV was great. When I grew up in Michigan, it would come on we got the Canadian channels, CBC. It would come on super late at night, but I would like sometimes stay up secretly and watch it because it was just so friggin' funny.
Yeah, it was amazing. I love that show.
Did you ever see the Mr. Science, the John Candy?
Oh yeah, I've probably seen, like, I was kind of obsessed with the show, and I actually this is kind of a name dropping thing, but I actually had lunch with Dave Thomas, the guy who played a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
For an animation project, he was working at this animation company.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And then we were kind of looking for different like studios to do it, and he was running it or something like that. But I was so like, I was in awe. I'm just like, I can't even believe I'm sitting next to like Dave Thomas. I was very struck.
How long did they how long for each book did it take you for Pixel and Ink? Like, how long did they give you?
I want to say, gosh, I feel like each one from beginning to end took like 6 months. I could be wrong about that, because the first one was sort of a different story, because like I drew the entire book out in my sketch pad before I even like, showed it to anybody. I just like, it kind of popped out of me. So I kind of just started drawing it, and it just kind of happened, and then it sat in my computer for a long time. So the whole thing was already sketched out by the time I actually like pitched it to Pixel and Ink. So beginning, middle, and end and all that. It was like a full book. I had to make a few changes, but not that much really.
That's cool. That's about the same for me. I think I was doing Dolphin Girl. It took probably 6 months for each of them, and also I think I'm supposed to promote my book. So here's what it looks like. Dolphin Girl, Eye of the Baloney Storm. Buy it now at Literati.
Nice cover.
Thank you.
I like that color. That
Through it.
Background.
Yeah, I think it took me about 6 months. When you did them, did you pitch them first as like, did you write it out first? What was your like process?
That one I actually, light on there. I'll turn that light off. The shadow too. Well, that one I sketched and drew out at the same time. Like I sketched it out in pencil like a big comic, and so I added all the writing and stuff in that one. But the second one, I actually like the second and third one. When I was working with Bethany, I actually like wrote out a script.
Yeah.
First, and then kind of like made lots of changes through that. And then when we finally got it, full approval on that, I started making a dolphin. I don't know, it's not, maybe it knows your character.
I'm drawing, I just went on a huge like Wikipedia tangent about Punxsutawney Phil today, and like the origin of all of that, because I just didn't really know. And like apparently there's a secret order that like can only talk to Punxsutawney Phil in the special language called like Groundhogese or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So I mean, it was just, and it just blew my mind. It really opened up a lot of doors for me. And do you have like a next book coming out with Pixel or anybody?
I just have those three so far. The Catch the Munchies, the first one, is coming out in paperback in I think it's coming out in May. So and then I haven't heard like, as far as like future books. Hopefully I'll do some more, but I'm working on some other ideas. I mean, some stuff's already like, I have books I've actually have books that I've finished a long time ago that are there's a couple of YA books and that are just written. They're not like drawn books.
Yeah.
The coming of age story and stuff like that. So I want to try and see if I can get those published, even though those are in like a different genre of it's not in this Carlton Crumple world at all.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
So I wrote a couple of those a few years ago, and then I'm working on some new ideas. A couple of things I developed for animation that I think would make really good cartoons. I mean,
Yeah.
really good
Graphic novels.
Sorry, my brain is
Where am I? Do you want to come up with another drawing prompt? This is supposed to be a draw off, and I was told there would be a trophy.
Really? Oh, cool. I like trophies. Hold on one sec.
I mean, that's made up.
So let's see. All right, let me get rid of these guys. So I've got a groundhog and a snake and a dolphin and a some kind
I like that dolphin.
creature sun. Erase. It's not fully erasing. A blue cloud. Want to do aliens? What's your Baloney Beach? Not Baloney Beach.
Baloney Storm?
Baloney Storm. Is there like any like aliens or anything in that?
No, but I like drawing aliens, so let's do it.
Yes, man.
Do you have aliens in yours? The monsters aliens?
The third book is the Reptoids.
Okay.
Which are those guys? Well, there's a few different kinds of Reptoids. There's that guy too in the back.
That's cool.
And then there's the creatures that fly the ship, the turtle ship. It took a while. I mean, I do a lot of probably do a lot of drawings too, like before you get to the ones you like, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a dumb question, but it's like
no, some people just like they can just like go straight ahead and there it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I especially on the books will spend a lot of time like drawing and redrawing, but for like the character design stuff I will go over it a million times. Like I will draw really loosely in my sketchbook like this, and then a lot of the time, you know, draw it like a million times until I feel like I hit one that looks right. But I don't know if that's an actual process, but
yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with like I do so many drawings. Like I'll be like, you know, these black sketchbooks, you just fill them up with like drawings and characters, that kind of stuff. You know, there's Carlton on his dragster. I was trying to figure out. I can't draw cars. I'm not good at drawing cars, so I was just like that was a challenge, definitely.
Yeah, I hate drawing cars. I feel like every cartoonist I know, it's like cars, bikes, and airplanes are just
Bikes,
not good.
Yeah, bikes is another one. That's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
Next prom. That will be the one who wins the trophy on that.
Yeah. Your next book could be Carlton Crumple and the Bicycle Race. This is all bikes. There's like hundreds of bikes.
I like this Carlton Crumple and the bicycle.
and just
he's really pared down now. He's really gone from like, you know, monsters that eat fast food and like, you know, underground potato monsters, just like, yeah, just a bike. Just a bike. He finds a bike, which would be a great story and some others, you know, kid finding a bike.
That's great.
I always have to like throw everything, including the kitchen sink, into the mix.
That's a good alien.
Thanks.
How did you? I can't remember. Did you start in doing like album covers and stuff, or was it like music videos? Is that how you?
Oh God, I did. I mean, I have such a like odd career because I used to work at I used to work at Colossal Pictures years ago, and we did a lot of crazy things like music videos, and worked on Liquid Television, the show on MTV.
Yeah, I remember that.
And made a lot of cutout stuff. But I was also, while I was working there, I was also working as a freelance illustrator. So I would get these weird jobs in San Francisco. Like I worked for making art, like rock posters for this place called Art Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's part snake, I guess. And then I did, a couple album covers. I did some character designs for a George Thorogood video.
Oh.
And then I did comics for like Mondo 2000. So I was doing kind of all these like odd, really fun, but like just sort of like, am I a rock poster artist? Am I like, I could never answer you like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, like I make posters, but I also do this. And
yeah.
I could
kind
never
of like an illustrator. I
guess. I should just say like an illustrator, but I had to like include everything, all the stuff that
right.
I'm working on for some reason. I'm just like, could you just answer with like one word?
Yeah, I mean, should we do another one? I don't know what to do.
Alien.
That looks like a good alien to me. Okay. Could we do? How good are you at drawing hot dogs? Can you draw a hot dog person?
A hot dog person? That sounds cool.
So you wrote a full-on script for your 2 later books?
Yeah. That was that was a fun process because then I just had the whole outline to work, the whole thing to work off of.
Right.
So we're drawing a hot dog. Because some comics, like when I used to draw this little comic called Glue that I turned into a cartoon for Wild Brain a long time ago, but that I would just draw the comic like with an ink pen. I would just draw it out like that was it. Like it was kind of like however it came out. It was really inspired by like Gary Panter, kind of. I don't know how he works, but like I love Jimbo and stuff, So I was just like, I just want to do something kind of punk rock. So I just like those are really fun too because I never know what's going to come out.
Right. That's kind of how I work when I'm doodling, but then once I put it into like, I mean, I don't know, when I do the Dolphin Girl books, I would kind of improvise while I was doing it. I would do like beats and outlines that were like, I don't know if you've ever worked on one of those TV shows like that where it's like outline driven, but it's like super loose. So it's not like an actual script. It's like this happens and then maybe this happens and then like a gag here and then like as I'm actually inking it and even in the roughs, like I'm doing like punching it up and adding weird sort of improvised like dialogue runs and stuff like that. I don't know if I would do it that way again. I like doing it that way, but I've found like going out to pitch other books like to people, I don't know that they would be super down with that. It's like here's some money and hopefully it works out.
Working on animated projects and things like that. I mean, we definitely we kind of like work off like scripts, but I know what you mean. I've seen that sort of process done where it's like the boarding and Cartoon Network, a lot of those shows were kind of done that way, weren't they?
Yes, and some of the earlier Nick shows, and then I think a few Disney shows are like that. But
here's so bad.
But yeah, you kind of have to be able to like write a little bit, because it can get really on a tangent if you just start making stuff up. the story can kind of get lost.
Yeah. I was when we were doing when I did a pilot for Nickelodeon, and that definitely was a challenge because like there was so many people involved in it.
Yeah.
Changes were happening, just as like the producer would change. I was just kind of like, whoa, I don't even know what this is anymore. I mean, it's just because they're trying to make a thing that's going to turn into like a series. So it's like there's all these sort of like things you have to apply to it. Like what are girls going to like this too? Like, okay, what maybe we have.
Yeah, there's all the marketing stuff like for toys and all that. Yeah. What are you drawing?
Hot dog.
Oh. I drew a little hot dog family with a bottle of ketchup and mustard.
Oh, nice. Like you guys.
We could draw like characters from our books. Like you could draw yours, and I could draw mine.
Sidekicks. You have some sidekicks in your book, don't you?
Yeah, we could do sidekicks. You want to do the sidekicks? Have you done much in-person like promotional stuff, or has it all been virtual?
I've done some appearances at like I did a library in Massachusetts. I do when I teach my cartooning classes, like I talk about making I usually talk about making Catch the Munchies this, and then kind of like kids are like, oh, what's that? And then some of the kids like ordered, they're like, oh, look, and they'll come back the next week and they ordered the book. And I'm like, oh, cool. I mean, we do other things. They make their own comics and stuff, but I think it's cool for them to be able to like, see how a book is made.
Yeah.
They can't get their head around like how, like, how it's like this thing, this like.
Yeah. How did it get there?
Yeah. Like,
I don't even know if I understand.
I know. So it's like, they're always good questions. So it's fun to sort of talk about like the whole process of like, how do you get the ink lines in there and, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Are we drawing sidekicks? Where am I?
Sidekick,
What is your sidekick's name?
This is Iggy the iguana.
I'm doing Otter Boy.
Otter Boy, I like that. I used to like eating Otter Pops when I was a kid. Otter Pops.
I love the illustrations on Otter Pops. They're still like the same as they've always been, but they're like, I don't know what era it's from, but
yeah, they used to have. I remember when I was little, you could order like shirts and stuff.
I want an Otter Pop shirt.
Maybe Iggy will be eating an Otter Pop. I'll adjust my lighting next time for it, because I thought we were drawing on the Zoom thing. So I was like, oh wait, no, I'm like, my lighting's all out. Everything's reflecting off my board.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody watching at home, we just showed up here and
we just wandered in.
We're just here, and
funny thing is, we're not really illustrators.
Yeah, but who's really here? When you really think about it, in these times.
Yeah, it's that. But are we really here? No, but are we really? Yeah, that's Iggy. So Iggy the iguana. I always liked this. I always liked the little the creatures when I was growing up reading comics and stuff, because Peanuts was one of my favorites, and I like Woodstock was great.
Yeah, I was super into Peanuts too, like those Peanut specials.
Oh man,
especially I was big into those. Yeah, do you want to Do you want to add to it, or should we draw something else?
Yeah, I'll do.
We probably have time to do like one or two more.
I'll do Poof Poof, his best friend. She wants a Poof Poof the poodle. She wants her own YouTube channel.
I can do cheese.
wanted-
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to do like an animated little vignette with them. So I'll probably do that like maybe in like a month or two.
That'd be cool.
My buddy Jimbo, who did a lot of the animation for Public Pool and also creates his own cartoons and stuff.
It's cool.
But just like a little sort of like a short little thing.
For like the publisher, or just for
Yes, for
fun?
like a little promo thing, like, because I always imagine them having their own little like show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
She likes to like cook and make all kinds of weird stuff, and he's like the little wacky assistant, kind of like Ernie and Bert, where you just sort of like push the table, and then like they're kind of like, "Hey guys," and doing all sorts of wacky stuff. So look for that in the future.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Your eyes peeled for that one. So there's
drawing Cheese Louise, who is like a Chuck E. Cheese robot made out of actual cheese.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
the cheese robot. I gotta read the. I have to get the. I've only seen like excerpts from it, but every time I'm like, oh, I gotta get the. I want to pick up Zach's book and like have this sort of like list of books I want to get. I want to get. Like,
they never send us each other's books.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more drawing of something?
Iggy and Poof Poof, sure.
Trying to think of what we could do though. I mean, it's just like we could do anything. We could do any idea.
Whatever's in your imagination.
Yeah, we could just do a free draw.
We can draw whatever's in your imagination, not mine.
Yeah. Get in there, man. We could, yeah. Why don't we just do it? Just draw whatever for the end. All right. Did you say you have friends in Michigan?
No, I friends that are from Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And my friend actually, another friend of mine actually lives in Michigan now and got married there. This amazing wedding. So I was just like, oh, this place is cool.
Yeah.
Of course, we weren't there in the winter, so.
Yeah, but it's really nice in the summertime.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure everybody there right now can attest. I think it's like a blizzard there right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up. I used to go, like, once I got my driver's license, we would go to Ann Arbor and we used to go to, I was like in a band, and I'm blanking on the name because it's like David something guitars, Herb David. And they used to have like a chair that John Lennon sat in. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh, that's cool. He just sat in like once.
Yeah, he sat in, and then it just was preserved. But I used to go there all the time, and there's like a lot of really good record shops there. Wazoo. What part of LA are you in, David?
I am in Woodland Hills.
Okay.
So it's kind of right next to Calabasas.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Kardashians live.
Is that where they currently live? Is that where Kim lives?
I've actually lived, like, I always bug my daughter. I'm like, we're just 5 minutes away from the Kardashians. But we're not in that. We're not in that, like,
that world.
We're not in the fenced-in area. Let's just say that.
Well, cartoon money, man.
Well, as soon as I get my first royalty check, I'm moving over to the fenced in. I'm heading to the fenced in area, Zach, and you're coming too.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll have one of those, adjoining backyards. We'll just be like drawing cartoons all the time and
Yeah.
fruity drinks and
wearing like loafers without socks and having her hair slicked back.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's LA.
Like, what's up, Kanye? Hey. Yeah. Yeah, so it's nice here though. It's Woodland Hills is like 20 minutes from the ocean, 25 minutes from the ocean. So
that's nice. I'm like out near the desert and there's no water.
Oh, you're out in Santa
Clarita, yeah, for now. And then are
you doing your Nick thing remotely?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I have the whole preschool show and they're producing it up in Canada, but so everything, the last two Dolphin Girl book, well, the first Dolphin Girl book was released during the pandemic, and then so I didn't do any events for that really, besides virtual stuff. And then this one, I made the whole thing. I had the Baloney Storm during the pandemic, and released it during the pandemic. So, and then this show got picked up that I had in development for like 7 years, and
oh wow,
yeah, and then like I didn't even expect that to happen at all, but yeah, and so I've been at home, still at home.
That's awesome. Now that you got a pickup, man. That's a very small hoop to jump through. Large hoop, small hoop. It's a hard hoop to jump through. That's for sure. I definitely tried.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like it's just like mostly luck.
Time. Well, I mean, timing too. It's just like we needed a show like this or what. I'm not, of course,
right.
I'm sure it's amazing, like, and a cool show for like,
Yeah, but no, it totally is. It's like we needed a show about small rodents, and then my show was just there, but
7 years of development that's a long time.
It's a very long time. I think that's kind of the norm now, which is a bummer.
Yeah, I know. Things just develop for so long. I burned out on it. I'm just like,
yeah.
I'll make books.
Yeah, books. I find, I don't know about you, but I find that doing books is a lot less. It's just less stressful because you're not going through so many layers of people. You can kind of just go, you're just like, by yourself making something, and that's always what's the most fun. So
yeah, it is. It's fun. I mean, I didn't mean to I hope I wasn't disparaging animation. I love animation, and just the process that it
right
so long that like I think if you compare it to making a book, it's where you kind of like you get to be, even though you're dealing with a publisher and notes and things like that, it's just not the same. It's not the same, like
yeah.
I think
it's just more like when you're in a giant corporation, there's just so many layers of people, it's like there's a lot to go through. So like in a book you can just be like, I'm gonna color this person blue,
totally.
But like on TV they'll be like, our research shows that blue is offensive to people in this one city in Canada, and then you can't do it, which is fine, but it's just a lot of like waiting, and everything's got to go through legal, and it just takes.
Preschool too is just talking to some of the people I've known that have worked on in preschool for a long time, is like they're super, like you were saying, like there's so many like so many rules, so many things, because there's curriculum, right? It's curriculum guided, or I don't know what I'm talking about.
Mine isn't, but yeah, if you do work on a curriculum show and like what curriculum shows are is like they have like you're gonna learn the ABCs or whatever it is. Yeah, then you're basically just writing to fit those things in. And I do feel like I'm sure, I mean, I know there's books that you would have to do that, right? Like the sort of those old like Dick and Jane style books.
Yeah.
But I do think like graphic novels and like more in that middle grade space, and it's just like unfiltered and you can kind of just be super silly.
Yeah.
What do you usually draw with when you draw your books?
I draw with rapidographs, but I usually like microns, like for inking.
Yeah, those are good.
Do you ink? Are you drawing on the iPad? Or are you inking on paper?
I will draw my roughs sometimes on paper, but yeah, I actually could probably open it. I use an iPad.
I want to
Look,
try
your
that.
book's open.
Yeah, I want to actually.
I
want to get one and like mess around with it because my buddy Jimbo was showing me it, and I was just like, dang, I should try it. I mean, I'm just so like stubborn too. I'm just like, I like to draw on paper, but
yeah,
but just from what I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, that would be kind of fun to do like a book on
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this
And
is
it
like you
looks
can see
better
the
than
ring light, but
hand
I
drawn.
will do it. I usually will do it like rough under drawing gestures,
Oh, cool.
and then on top of that, like it's like super rough, and then I was just using an Apple Pencil. It took me a while to get used to it, but I just like want to redo everything over and over again.
Yeah.
So I just like pencil and paper was like wasting all this stuff, and I don't know.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
was more frustrating, but yeah, so I kind of do that, and then like eventually, turn that layer off. But yeah, I mean, the Apple Pencil and Procreate, I
And it
like
looks
it better than doing the Wacom tablet. I
Oh,
have to
okay.
use the Wacom tablet for work all the time, but it's like you have to be in a position to do it, and I like to just kind of draw on the couch or on the floor.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this is pretty
I'm gonna
close.
check it out. I think I'm gonna get one and start messing around and seeing. So I like to do like shirts and stuff and like.
Oh, you definitely could.
Yeah, but the cool thing is like just using. I mean, that all like your books look. Like that's why I asked, because I was like, do you draw this on like I think you told me iPad, but like I couldn't remember, and because it all has such a hand-drawn vibe to it.
Yeah, I try really hard to like not use a lot of the features just because I want it to feel hand-drawn or feel super loose, it just I don't know, yeah, because it can get I think like a lot of the time when people get into like digital, it gets really, it can just get really like technical and not, I don't know, you start like putzing around with all the little things you can do, and it's like you wouldn't have done that on paper.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I'm doing my roughs, I will do it on paper because I will just automatically do the most simple thing, like in a little thumbnail, and then I'll kind of take a picture and put it in here.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. What you just were doing with the
pencil.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
all right,
that's good.
I'm gonna go get an iPad. I'll be right back.
This is an advertisement for Apple products,
And
which are not available.
Yeah.
Not available at Literati. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know.
Just jumping in with one question. There's a question from Matt Giles. Who you're laughing at that?
I know him.
Yeah. Well, he says, Zach, I know that, like me, you're a big fan of Charles Adams. Can you talk about how his style, particularly the quote, strange and unusual, influenced your work?
I really like Charles Adams. I have not memorized all of his stuff like Matt probably has, but those New Yorker cartoonists, especially like William Steig and Charles Adams, and then there's another guy. I just used to have his poster, but it's gone. I think it's not going to come to me, but they all do this like loose, inky style that is sort of like you can like feel the anxiety coming off of it. I definitely really like that stuff, and I like the way Charles Adams inks all of his stuff. It has like a lot of like texture to it, and just like the character design of Uncle Fester.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get it wrong because I'm doing it from memory, but it's just very like that looks like Uncle Fester from the movie. Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
Uncle
yeah.
Fester. I am really into it though, and yeah, there's like somebody on Instagram they just like run an account that's all of Charles Adams stuff, and it's all the Adams family stuff. It's really cool.
Wasn't there going to be a stop motion Adams Family Tim Burton thing?
Oh, I hope so.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's still happening. Maybe they did it.
There was that one, the CG one, but it was okay. Yeah, was there any other questions from the Q&A?
That's it for now.
Anybody got anybody at all? Yeah, I could talk. I mean, I'm super into all that New Yorker stuff, like Saul Steinberg and all that inky 70s stuff, like Jules Pfeiffer, and I really like James Marshall, who does like the Stupids books. I mean, his stuff is just really simple. It's like I'm just trying to draw it from memory, but it's just, two dotted eyes. I really like the way he inks stuff. It's really loose. What kind of cartoons are you inspired by, David?
I was big. I was influenced by a lot of different guys, but I mean, Mad Magazine was a big one for me. And where's that? We can't find it, but B. Cliben, however you want to say it. Never Eat Anything Bigger Than Your Head.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing for me because when I was a teenager, I got into some kind of like class with him that he was teaching. You had to like send your drawings in, and he did like a lot of those cat calendars, cats, and you've seen the striped cats, but that was his popular stuff. But he did like a lot of really funny, crazy books.
What was his name? I know what calendars.
B. Cliben.
Yeah. I remember I had one of those in my dentist office growing up with all the cats.
Yeah. So taking that class when I was like 19, that was a big influence on me because he put my drawings up. Like he put all the students. There's like 15 students that made it into the class. So he put my drawings up on an overhead projector and critiqued them. He's like, you should be starting to get published now. Your stuff's good. I'm like, what? So that was like kind of mind blowing for me coming from him. But I love a lot of underground comics, Gary Panter, Kaz, and just growing up on like Saturday morning cartoons. I liked a lot of the Sid and Marty stuff, and
oh yeah, that stuff's crazy. Sid and Marty Croft.
Yeah, and then Tennessee Tuxedo, those kind of cartoons I loved. Those little the Jay Ward, the lo-fi kind of cartoons, because
Yeah.
we had a black and white TV, and for some reason we could only get like the channel. We didn't get the Speed Racer good cartoons. We only got like the well, I mean, I think they were good. It was the Jay Ward cartoons and Tom Slick and all those ones. So those were a big influence on me. I like that whole, because you kind of like look to do it yourself too. There was like scratches and stuff, and ink blots on like a lot of the on the cartoon. So it was like I don't know, I had this feel for, it's like, you can make cartoons too.
Yeah, I love Jay Ward's stuff. I feel like I look a lot at his stuff when I'm trying to come up with character designs. My stuff doesn't really look like it, but like the proportions where the heads are like huge and they have these little skinny legs, and yeah, I really like his stuff a lot. They used to have that, I don't think it's still there, but here in LA they had that off of Sunset Boulevard, like where his studio used to be. There used to be like a big giant Bullwinkle statue, and I think it was like the actual studio was turned into like a pet groomer or something.
Oh, really? That's cool.
But the statue is still there for a while. I think it's gone now. I wonder what happened to it.
Yeah. Those cartoons were always, they seemed like they were on Sunday a lot. Like it was like, so it was like, I was always like, oh, cartoons, I have to keep watching cartoons. And like, Saturday was the big day. Then like Sunday, would always get the kind of like the low rent, cartoons, Jay Ward and just some weird puppet shows and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of that stuff just kind of went into like my brain, and
yeah,
like a lot of I love like monster movies and cheesy horror movies and trash movies, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of it, and just growing up, like when I was really little, I always loved the comic strips. Like I loved Peanuts and a lot of the other ones, and I wanted to have my own strip. And then like later I tried to have a comic strip, and like I did it for the college newspaper, and I was just like, hey, I don't want to do like a gag every like once a day,
Yeah.
So the idea of doing like a like a comic graphic novel was kind of perfect for the way my brain works for storytelling.
Yeah, the long form of it.
Yeah, just like and Mad Magazine was a big influence too, because of all the like stuff that Sergio Aragonés and
I was gonna say
they just like would view, like they fill out the page, like when I draw, it's kind of funny because like here's like when I'm like, I just like, I like to fill things up, like utilize. I don't like to waste paper. I don't know, maybe that's or something.
I do the same. I fill my sketchbooks way up just with like so much little things. I love Sergio Aragonés. I actually worked on a Mad Magazine. The first show I worked on was like a Mad Magazine cartoon that they had. Like, I think it was the same time that Regular Show came out, and Regular Show was obviously way better than that show. It should have been a cool show, the Mad Show, but it was kind of a bummer.
Yeah. I don't remember that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of little shorts, but they actually had some Sergio Aragonés. I think like he designed some stuff like that they used and animated.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was like the best part of the show. The rest of it was just trash. But
I used to like because he his little drawings in the margins, I would like draw. In high school, I would draw on the margins of my like homework and stuff. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. But I didn't really want to do the work, of course. I just wanted to draw. So I would draw on the margins, and like one of my teachers liked to draw cartoons too, and he would draw like almost like how we're draw. He would like draw cartoons next to my margin drawing. While he graded the paper too, but like in the same like red pen, he would like draw little cartoons next to mine. I'm like, this guy's like the coolest teacher I've ever had.
That's really cool.
Mr. French, if you're watching, Mr. French, I'm
This one's for you.
This one's for you, Mr. French.
Yeah, I had a really good high school art teacher too, Mrs. Dunn, and she pushed me to go to art school and use my talents.
That's
But
cool.
I always remember her advice to me was that I needed to get some arm tattoos. I don't know why I remember that. I used to get yelled at a lot for drawing in the margins in high school. I had a Spanish teacher that really did not like it.
No, that's always great, right? Right. I remember like having to draw, working at an art supply store, and I would draw, like work in a cash register and draw like on like, you know, Post-it notes and stuff. And I remember the manager walks up to me and he's like, I'm busted, you know. Oh no, I'm busted. You know, he's like, you know, we don't pay you to draw little pictures. And in my head, I'm like, that was like the light went off. I'm like, I need to work somewhere where I can draw little pictures.
Yeah.
And the next job I had was
Dream.
at Colossal Pictures, where I got to draw little pictures. It all worked out, manager. Thank you.
The motivation I needed.
Yeah. All right. I think I've filled up the entire. Oh, I like that.
I think I have too.
Like,
and it's almost 5. That looks great. I like that little cactus dog guy.
right, this guy.
Yeah.
I have my students like make up comics, and I used to like make a list. I used to just like make a list of things and put them on pieces of paper and give you know, like scraps of paper, like soda pop, hot dog, you know, and they just inanimate, you know, objects, food, whatever. And I'm like, make a comic out of this, you know, and that was always pretty fun because they would make some pretty wild comics based on just you know, a cactus or turn it into a comic. I mean, SpongeBob is a sponge, and you know, what's his personality like? So anyway, yeah, so there you go. All right, I'll move my desk back to get my lighting down better next time. I was like, I can't keep getting this reflection for some reason. Like maybe because it's the time of the day. It's like I couldn't figure out how to not have it on my shiny board. But yeah, that was fun.
Well, thanks, y'all. It's been so fun to sit in and just watch y'all go. This has been so fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anything you got to say about your books or your experience with even just this conversation? What's percolating? What's sticking out?
Well, I think we're going to definitely collaborate on a show next week. So no, I'm just kidding. Based on like all the drawings I did and all the drawings he did there, we're going to like fuse them together into like
one big crazy baby.
Yeah, crazy baby show.
And I should just promote this, but yeah, if you want to get it at Literati or wherever you buy books, it's Dolphin Girl 2, Eye of the Baloney Storm.
Screenshot.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Dave are going to do another draw for a local bookstore here called Once Upon a Time in a couple weeks. So if anyone wants to watch, but
yeah.
Got anything you need to promote, Dave?
Well, the third book came out in October, so Reptoids from Space. I think it's my favorite one. It's a lot of fun, and I mean, I love them all, but this one I feel like it really I don't know, it came together well and it was fun. So, and kids are digging it, so I like to get feedback from all that. So yeah, the Carlton Crumple Creature Catcher series is out there, and check it out for your kids.
Cool, yeah. Well, we're about to the top of the hour, so thanks you too. And thanks for everybody who's come to watch. Thank you for joining us with At Home with Literati series. And go make sure to buy Dolphin Girl 2, Eye of the Baloney Storm. The link is now in the chat, and then it will also be online. So, all righty. Take care, y'all. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks a lot, Atticus.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too.